Hi, in this video I want to talk to you about what is education and my thoughts about going to school or self-learning. By starting off, I wanted to talk about what is education actually in Google. Here it says education is the process of facilitating learning or the acquisition of knowledge, skill, values, beliefs, and habits. So in education, we learn, we gain knowledge or gain skill. If you're doing martial art, for example, like karate, kung fu, dance, you are gaining a skill which you can use with your body. We often, if not all of us, we meant to go to school. We go to a system where we go to school and we're supposed to wake up every morning, go to the class and follow the curriculum we have. And the reason is that we need to get good grades so we can get a good job. They said, if you get bad grades, you are going to get a bad job. If you get a good grade, you are going to get a good job. And that is like definition of people. So many people will think that if they get a low grade in everything, they don't have a future for life. And they will stay in that mindset and they will think they can't learn anything. While if someone achieves a good grade, they might think that they are amazing. They have the best grades, everything the best. Now they are going to get a high paid job, which is not always the case. So if someone gets a bad grade, it's not always the case that they are going to get a bad job. First of all, what is school? We meant to go to school to learn from teachers. One thing is that we don't choose any subject we want to learn. They already gives us this subject we supposed to do. They give you in this order that they give you maths, that kind of stuff first, and the more we go in the line, they may give you 1 hour in the week, for example, dancing or doing a sport, which I don't know why, if someone wants to focus on sport or dance, why they shouldn't focus a bit more into that area. In traditional education, what we do is we wake up, go to school, do as we are told to do, and go home. When you go to a job, what you do, you wake up, go at a certain time, you do what they are telling you to do, and you go to home. In education, I'm not saying education is bad, but I will go to that later. In the traditional education, everyone learns the same subject and everyone needs to get a good grade to have a good job in future. Otherwise, they are going to work in a poor job and have a miserable life, which is not true. Have you ever wondered why there are so many people in the class that misbehave but are brilliant they are brilliant in other classes and do as they told to do? Maybe because they don't enjoy that subject and they misbehave because they are bored. When I was bored in a lesson, what I used to do is I was going to take off a paper, a pen, and draw on it the whole lesson because that lesson just didn't interest me at all. And I wasn't the only one that did this. Many people did misbehave and did something else. What about if you give this student a chance to do what they like to do, what they want to do? If there is a person, a child that doesn't want to do for example, geography, why let them do it? Doesn't make sense because that child won't pay attention, which means that child won't learn anyways. Which, for example, I didn't learn and I didn't pay attention, but I had to be in that class. People say that it's good to have a foundation, but a child won't pay attention and that child won't know about it anyways. You know, I was thinking, traditional education is good to have a basic foundation if it's done right. Because if you think about it, you go to education and you learn, for example, writing, speaking, basic math skill. You acquire this knowledge, which is good. That's good, especially when you're younger, when you're new to this world. You're like 5 years old and you don't really have any plan. You don't really know that you're awake in this world. So that's a good thing, to be in some part of group so you can lead that so someone can lead yourself. But what about also the second thing is that we or people that are in the education are forced to choose a career path for the next of their entire life, as if that was a label on their head, that if you do that, you're going to be that for your rest of your life. See, when I was 13, I wanted to be a vet. I wanted to work with animals. When I was 14, I wanted to be a lawyer. When I was 15, I wanted to be a fireman. When I was 16, I wanted to draw. When I was 17, I wanted to be this and that and that. And so you ask a child what he want to be, a young child that doesn't know how the world works, what the world has to offer to us, and yet he has to choose something. For example, I never knew at the age of 14 that there was something like programming. What is like programming? I was like 14 years old and I wanted to make a website. I didn't know I didn't know that there was something like programming or surfing, on the sea, because no one told me. I didn't know what the world has to offer to me. I didn't know that you can become a cook or whatever that is. So I was thinking, what about is instead of forcing students to do what they want, they would instead give you a variety of learning of subject that you can choose and you can look after. Something like you go on a website and you pick what you like. Something sounds interesting and you go to it. Because no one wants to work in a job they don't like. So why should you study something for that job if you won't like it in the first place? It doesn't make any sense. So what is a good thing is to, if you're now and if you're young, the best thing to do was to actually look what the world has to offer to you, what the world has to offer to us, what things are there that we don't know. I don't know, rocket science, computer science, programming, cooking, surfing, being an entrepreneur, having a profession like real estate and all that things. That's something you can consider to do, for example. On the other hand, if you want to be a doctor, specifically a doctor, then yes, you have to go and get a degree. You need to go and get that practical, you need to get the practical knowledge, and that's a serious thing to do, and people will probably know about being a doctor, or maybe healing people with operation or whatever. Because the other part is that from my experience when I was in education this year, I was doing programming or web development, which is creating websites. And creating website is a very long and complex process, especially when you're learning. There are many things that's going to take you a lot of time to grasp, as well as a lot of practice to just get your head around it. And I was in a college, in two colleges, and one thing was that they had a task from 20 years ago, which means that it was outdated. It's like learning on how to use a machine from 20 years ago, which doesn't exist, which we don't use this age. I think I'm going to break the video now and I'm going to create a playlist about education, and as I get better at speaking and as I get more thoughts in my mind when I'm recording, since my mind goes kind of blank when I'm doing this, I can't remember it is that I was going to talk. This video is getting pretty long now. I'm going to cut it off, but if you have any question, you can comment below, and when I get my blog up, which is going to be in the description when I'm going to get my domain name, I'm going to write about education, and my writing is much better than my speaking, so I hope that will give you a much better understanding on the education, the system we live now. So take care and have a nice day.